Hello, welcome to 2.1 part 2, and in this part we're going to work on polynomial operations, and we're going to look at multiplication. Multiplying a binomial by a binomial using F.O.I.L, or called FOIL. Some of you may have heard of this particular way of doing this. So if we have a binomial, because this has 1, 2, so that's a binomial, and here's another binomial. One way that we could multiply this is by doing multiplying the first terms and that's where we get the F. Then we multiply the outer terms, that's where we get the O. Multiply the inner terms, that's where we get the I. Multiply the last terms, and that's where we get the L for F-O-I-L, or FOIL. So I'm going to work this out in detail using this method and on the whiteboard.
So here we have 2x plus 3 times 4x minus 5. So we will do the first, and that's 2x times 4x, and that will give us 8x squared. So the first is for F. Then I go 2x times negative 5, 2x times negative 5, and that will give me negative 10x. And that's the outer. Then I'll do these two. 3 times 4x. That will give me 12x. That's my inner I. And then my last, L, would be 3 times negative 5, which will give me negative 15. Now I'll put this all together. So here's my FOIL, F-O-I-L, first, outer, inner, last. And then I'll take all these and put it all together. 8x squared minus 10x plus 12x minus 15. Now these two are like terms, so I will add those two up to get 2x, and then bring this one here, and I have 8x squared plus 2x minus 15, and that would be my final answer for multiplying those two binomials.
As we saw on the whiteboard, when we multiplied these two binomials, we got 8x squared plus 2x minus 15. So let's look at example 5, and I'll work this out on the whiteboard.
In example number 5, we're asked to multiply 2x minus 3 times x minus x plus 6. So again, we use the FOIL technique, which is really just the distributing everything through. So here we have 2x times x. Then we have here 2x times 6. This is 2x squared, and this is 12x squared. And here we have negative 3 times x is equal to negative 3x. And then finally, negative 3 times 6. So the negative 3 times 6 will give us negative 18. And putting this all together, we have 2x squared plus 12x minus 3x minus 18. Correct the right terms. So that gives us 9x minus 18 here, and then plus 2x squared, and that's our final answer.
So we just found when we multiplied these two binomials on the whiteboard, we got 2x squared plus 9x minus 18. In number 6, we're asked to multiply, or we're asked to do 3x squared plus 5, and this whole thing is squared. So let us go to the whiteboard and see exactly what this means and how it works.
In example number 6, we have a situation where we have 3x plus 5, where this whole thing is squared. Well, what this essentially means is that we just write 3x plus 5 times 3x plus 5, and then we can just multiply it as usual. So here we have 3x times 3x, and this will give us 9x squared. And then we have 3x plus 5, 3x times 5, and that will give us 15x. And then we have 5 times 3x, and that will also give us 15x. And then finally, we have 5 times 5, and that will give us 25. And as usual, we'll just put it together. 9x squared plus 15x plus 15x plus 25. And this is 30x plus 25, and then 9x squared. And that is our final answer.
We just saw that when we have something, a binomial squared, what that means is that we multiply the binomial twice. And we found that when we worked that out, we got 9x squared plus 30x plus 25. In example number 7, we have this situation where we have 6x minus 5 times 6x plus 5. So let us work this out on the whiteboard and see what happens.
In example number 7, we have 6x minus 5 and 6x plus 5. So we'll go about it using FOIL or distributive, however you want to look at it. So we have 6x times 6x, and that will give us 36x squared. Then we have 6x times 5, and that will give us 30x. And then we have negative 5 times 6x, and that will give us negative 30x. And then finally we have negative 5 times 5 is equal to negative 25. Now notice here, when we write it out, 6x squared, we have plus 30x minus 30x minus 25. These terms actually cancel out. Now, this is a very important property and will become very useful when we do some other things in this course.
Now we saw after we worked this out on the whiteboard that the middle terms disappeared, so we ended up with 36x squared minus 25. In example number 8, we have these two binomials that we're going to multiply. So let us work this out on the whiteboard.
In number 8, we have 7x squared minus 8 times 2x minus 3. So we do the same thing, 7x squared times 2x, and that will give us 14x cubed. 7x squared minus 3, and that will give us negative 21x squared. Then we have negative 8 times 2x, and that will give us negative 16x. And then finally, negative 8 times negative 3 will give us positive 24. And again, putting this all together, we have 14x cubed minus 21x squared minus 16x plus 24. We can't combine any of these terms because they're all different powers. This is third power, x to the third. This is x to the second. This is x, and that's x to the 0 power. So this is our final answer.
So we just found, by working this out on the whiteboard, number 8, we got 14x cubed minus 21x squared minus 16x plus 24. In example number 9, we're asked to work out multiplying a binomial by a trinomial. So let's work this out on the whiteboard and see how we can do something like this when we have a situation where we have a binomial multiplied by a trinomial.
In example number 9, we have 2x minus 1 times x squared plus 3x minus 9. Here I'm just going to use just the straightforward distributive method. So first I'm going to distribute the 2x squared, the 2x through this polynomial. So I have 2x times x squared, and I get 2x cubed. Then I distribute it to the next one, and I get 2x times 3x, and that's equal to 6x squared. And then finally I distribute it to the last one here, and I get 2x times negative 9, and this gives me negative 18x. Now I do the same thing with the negative 1. And I have negative 1 times x squared, and that gives me negative x squared. And I do it here, next one, negative 1 times 3x, and I get negative 3x, and then finally negative 1 times negative 9, and that gives me positive 9. Now I'll just take all those terms and put together the common terms. So we have 2x cubed. So take all these plus 6x squared minus 18x minus x squared minus x plus 9. Well, I only have 1x cubed, so I'll put that here, 2x cubed. And then let's look at the x squared. So I have a 6x squared and a negative x squared. And that gives me positive 5x squared. Then I have an 18x and a negative 18x and a negative 3x, and that will give me negative 21x. And then finally, I'm left with the last term, which is plus 9, and then that's my final answer. After I distributed the binomial through the trinomial.
So we just saw on the whiteboard how to multiply this binomial by this trinomial, and we got 2x cubed plus 5x squared minus 21x plus 9. In example number 10, here again we're asked to multiply a binomial by a trinomial. So let's go to the whiteboard and work this out.
In number 10, we have negative 3x plus 4, 4x squared minus 2x minus 3. So first we'll distribute 2 by the negative 3x. So we have negative 3x times 4x squared, and that gives us negative 12x cubed. We'll do the next one, negative 3x times negative 2x. And this gives us positive 6x squared. And then negative 3x times negative 3 is equal to positive 9x. Do the same thing with plus 4. So we have 4 times 4x squared, and that gives us 16x squared. 4 times negative 2x, and that's negative 8x. And then finally 4 times negative 3 will give us negative 12. Again, putting this all together and collecting common terms, 12x cubed plus 6x squared plus 9x plus 16x squared minus 8x minus 12. Well, we only have one cubed, so that's minus 12x cubed. And then for the squares, 6x squared, 16x squared, and that gives us plus 22x squared. We have the x's, 9 and negative 8x, so that gives us plus x. And then finally the negative 12, and this is our final answer.
And we found after we have worked it out that we got negative 12x cubed plus 22x squared plus x minus 12. In example number 11, we're asked to multiply the binomial 2x plus 3y times the binomial x minus y. So let's go to the whiteboard and work this one out.
In example number 11, we're going to do this one, 2x plus 3y, x minus 2y. Even though we have two different variables, we're going to do this the same way as we've done all the other binomial multiplication. So we're going to multiply 2x times x is equal to 2x squared. And we go 2x times negative 2y is equal to negative 4xy. And then we do 3y times x is equal to 3yx. And then finally 3y times negative 2y is equal to negative 6y. y squared. And as before, we're going to write them all out and collect common terms. 2x squared minus 4xy plus 3yx minus 6y squared. And these two are the like terms because we have the commutative property between x and y. So this is the same thing as 4xy plus 3xy. So we can combine these two and we get negative xy. And then we just bring out, we only have one y squared, negative 6xy, meaning one that has a y squared in it. And then we bring down the 2x squared. And this is our final answer to this particular example.
So we found when we worked out example number 11, we got 2x squared minus xy minus 6y squared. In example number 12, again we have two binomials that we're going to multiply, so let's work this out on the whiteboard.
In example number 12, we have 5x minus 3w times 4x minus w. And we do this the same way that we've done the other ones. Even though they're different variables, we have the x's and w's. So we have 5x times 4x is equal to 20x squared. And then we have 5x times negative w is equal to negative 5xw. And then we have negative 3w times 4x is equal to negative 12wx. And then finally, negative 3w times negative w, which is equal to positive 3w squared. And then we bring them all together, 20x squared minus 5xw minus 12wx plus 3w squared. And then, as I said earlier, wx is the same thing as xw, so we can just combine these, as I said earlier, 5xw minus 12xw, and that we combine to get negative 17xw, and then we bring down the plus 3w squared, and then on the other side here, we'll bring down the 20x squared, and there it is, our final answer. We can't combine or simplify any more.
So we found, for example, number 12, after we multiplied the two binomials, that we got 20x squared minus 17xw plus 3w squared. For those of you who like to see things as special formulas or special product formulas, these are the formulas. So we've already seen a situation like the first one where we have a plus b squared. And recall the way we actually solved it is we multiplied a plus b times a plus b. And we actually did get a squared plus 2ab plus b squared if you go back and substitute in the right numbers and letters and variables. Similarly, for a minus b, we could multiply a minus b times a minus b, or we could memorize the formula and find that indeed it is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. And then finally, the one that we did, one of the ones that we did was a plus b times a minus b. And we found that in this situation, the middle term ended up canceling out and we got a squared minus b squared. And this is a special case that comes up often in our course. So note that a plus b and a minus b, these are called conjugate polynomials. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care and be well, and goodbye for now.